come on, come on. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever applies to you. I hope you're well, and welcome to Big Foodie Geek, and I am the Big Foodie Geek. Everyone loves cake. I don't know anyone who doesn't love some kind of a cake. Everyone loves different cakes, but everyone loves cake of some description, and everyone should be able to enjoy cake. And that's why these days I do try and make more vegan cakes. Not just because it's better for the planet, but because obviously there's more people who are vegan out there and making things with eggs and dairy that excludes them and they can't enjoy cake. But people also have allergies and intolerances to things like eggs and dairy, and that means they can't enjoy cake just because they're allergic to it, and eating it will make them very, very ill, or even worse, dead. And worse than that, not able to enjoy cake, so we can't have that. That's why I try and make more vegan cakes these days, and that's why today I'm going to show you a vegan cake that is not only delicious, but it's super simple, and you won't believe it's vegan because it's got Biscoff in it. That's right, Biscoff, that wonderful spread that we enjoy so much, that beautiful caramel-like beautiful spread. I say beautiful twice, maybe even 3 times there, but it applies. And many people don't realise that this is vegan, and so are the biscuits. Yep, not a hint of dairy in these, so that's why we're going to be using it to make our cake, because it's going to make it blimmin' delicious, that's what it is. So I'm going to show you how to make these flipping brilliant Biscoff cakes today, and the people in your life, not just the vegan ones, not just the dairy intolerant ones, they will love you because these cakes are going to be bloody great. And yeah, let's make them right now. Let's get started. So to make the actual cake, we're going to start off with our dry ingredients, and that is going to be 200 grams of self-raising flour and 225 grams of light brown sugar, a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. And you might be thinking, Matthew, you've already put in self-raising flour, why are you putting in baking powder? Well, there's going to be no eggs in here, so we need to help this have a little extra lift, hence the extra baking powder and the bicarb. And I'm just going to combine this just with a whisk, just to get those dry ingredients together a bit more, just to make sure I get out any lumpy bits. You could sift this before, but I didn't bother. Right, that's most of the lumps out, so on to our wet ingredients. So instead of butter, we're going to be using 150 mils of sunflower oil. That's going to be the fat for our cake. I'm also using 200 millilitres of dairy-free milk. This is a soy one, but you could use oat or almond or whatever takes your fancy. We've got 1.5 teaspoons of vinegar here, and that is going to combine with our dairy-free milk and also the bicarb, which again helps give it more lift. And also I've got 120 grams of dairy-free yogurt here. This is an Alpro one. It's got some vanilla in it, so that's extra flavour in there. A splash of vanilla extract. And then I'm going in with my mixer to then combine this really, really well. Then with that combined, I'm then going in with half of the jar of Biscoff. We're going to save the other half till later. And then make sure that is well combined through the batter as well. Just going to get around the edges here to make sure we've got all the flour and all the ingredients. But you can see the colour that has changed to, now that Biscoff is in there, it's like a lovely golden caramel sort of colour. Then we're going to be baking this kind of tray bake style, so you don't want a round tin for this. We want a squarish tin, or in this case I'm going to be using a silicone tin in inverted commas, because obviously it's not a tin. But even though it's not a tin, it will allow me to turn out the cake quite easily. Tip in the cake batter. Then this goes into the oven at 180 degrees C for about 30 to 35 minutes. I'm going to check it after 30 minutes because I'm still not 100% used to this oven because I've only been using it for a little while. Right, it's been 30 minutes, so let's take this out and check it out. Well, that looks like a lovely colour. I'm just going to check if it is actually cooked through. Got my skewer here, which I like to use by popping through the middle. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. That looks cooked, it's come out clean. So I'm just going to let that cool down for about 5 minutes or so before I turn it out and just let it cool down completely on a wire rack. There we go, there is the cake out of its silicone tin, silicone mould, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to leave that to cool down for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Just really depends on how long it's going to take for it to cool down completely. But it is winter, so it shouldn't take too long for it to cool down because it's a bit cold. Right, the cake is now cooled down, but we need our icing, and this is dead simple. So we need 150 grams of vegan butter. So this is a plant-based butter. This one's from Flora. Butter is in air quotes because it's obviously not really butter, but it's a vegan spread or vegan butter alternative or whatever you want to call it. So that goes into there. It has softened nicely. Then I'm going in with 275 grams of icing sugar. This has been sifted because if you don't sift this, it will be really, really lumpy. Then I'm going to slowly combine this together as slow as I can because icing sugar goes everywhere otherwise. So combine that together nicely, but we're not done yet because we need the rest of that jar of Biscoff that is going into here, and then that gets combined in as well. Then to loosen this up a bit, I'm just going in with a couple of tablespoons of the dairy-free milk. There we go, and now we can get this on top of our cake. Right, I've got my cake here. You'll want to pop it onto a board. I'm using a marble one here because, to be honest, this is the best size for the cake that I've got here. Then I'm popping on the icing just into the middle at the moment. That's not all the icing, but that's what I'm going to put on for now just to see how we get on. And then with a palette knife, I'm just going to smooth this out to the edges. I think I am going to use all that icing. There we go, that's nice evenly spread out over the cake, but we're not done yet because we're going to give this the finishing touch with some actual Biscoff biscuits, or these are the Biscoff cream ones, but you could obviously also use the normal Biscoff biscuits, but these are ones that I saw and I thought, yeah, I'm going to use those. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop these evenly along the top of our cake. Ah, there we go. That is going to be good. Look at that. Yeah, extra indulgence, but come on, how can you not? At this stage, you could portion these up into individual cakes if you want to, or you can just leave it like that and just let people help themselves. I'm going to leave it like that, apart from me slicing off a bit for myself, of course. Let me chop myself this bit off here. That looks very, very nice indeed. Let's give this a try, shall we? There we go, one slice of vegan Biscoff cake. Dead easy. Yeah, I'm going to give it a try now because, quite frankly, the proof is always in the eating, and I've been waiting patiently for this. It doesn't take too long, but still got to wait for the cake to cool, and that is the hardest part, just waiting around for it to cool. So, cheers. Really good. Really, really tasty. You've got that Biscoff through there, but it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelmingly sweet or anything like that. It's just sort of that nice right mix of icing and a nice moist cake. I know people hate the word, but you can't describe it any other way. You can't say it's a nice damp cake or a nice wet cake. It's moist, it's a moist cake, that's how it is. And the biscuit on top, sure, it might be a bit of overkill, but this cake is indulgence. And if you can throw a biscuit in with your cake, hell, why not? Double winning, absolutely. But that is good, it's really, really good. It's one of those cakes where if you give it to someone, they probably won't know it's vegan. And that's how it should be. We need to get away from this idea that if it's vegan, it's lacking in something. It's not, we're substituting, but we're not taking things away. Sure, we've taken out butter, but we substituted it with oil. Sure, it doesn't have eggs, but we've put other things in there that will give it that lift. Sure, eggs can add to the richness, but we put in light brown sugar in there, which gives it a lovely flavour. We've put in Biscoff in there. It's got all sorts of good things in there. It's not a healthy cake just because it's vegan. Just because something is vegan doesn't mean it's healthy, it's still indulgent. And that's what this is, it's an indulgent cake. But everyone can enjoy it. So yeah, that is how you're making a vegan Biscoff cake, and it is dead easy. I suggest you give it a go because it is great and everyone can enjoy it. And I'm gonna go off and enjoy this now. I'm gonna make myself a coffee, go off and enjoy that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna stop holding this plate like a complete idiot. Like I was saying, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope you do go off and make that cake. And if you do, let me know how you get on. But if you did enjoy this, then obviously like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to find out when new videos go up, and you might have noticed I'm already doing short videos as well now, so you might see those pop up from time to time for just little short things. Little short things, is that what I wanted to describe it as? Probably not. But anyway, I hope you enjoy those as well, keep an eye out for those. And otherwise, I'm going to go off and enjoy my cake, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time on Big Foodie Geek. Take care, bye bye. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever applies to you. Welcome to Big Foodie Geek. No, I missed something. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever applies to you. Whatever applies to you. Hope you're well. Ah dear. I'll get back into this soon. Promise.